love the beautiful music of boleros and the venue. Everything is all a beautiful package tonight, so we couldn't miss it.
The culture, the community, we built so much community here. I love it.
For the Hispanic Latino community, oh my gosh, it's recognition, you know, and so that's beautiful.
A todo el mundo le puedes contar que si te quiero. Tus labios me enseñaron a sentir lo que es eterno.
Okay, we're giving you a little information, some sounds of Noche de Bolero, Bolero de Noche, Boleros De Noche, excuse me. They have a big 8th annual concert happening this year. And their headliner is none other than Jose Feliciano. So that's beautiful. And we're gonna try to get one of the founders on tonight.
Se ha dicho que este mundo tiene mucho que ofrecer y tú esperando a alguien que te quiera complacer. Amor vendrá, tiempo habrá, no pierdas toda una vida sin poderla disfrutar.
That's their Instagram page. Pretty good Instagram page.
No quiero que te vayas.
Saludos. Check out our new updated revamped website, bolerosdenoche.com.
We'll bring up the website.
Estoy perdido y no sé qué camino.
Are you a Bolero fan?
Yeah, but it was kind of interesting because my mom was really into the boleros. Not so much my dad, because I guess he did enjoy the Mexican and the how can we say, like, the Argentinian stuff that's more folklorico. So he was more into the folklorico. My mom was more into the boleros. They're very similar.
Yeah, you know? And I'm sure the gentleman's coming on. I believe his name is Roberto, the founder of this event. We'll be able to pick his brain a little bit, obviously, on but let's run the countdown, and then we'll be right back. But we're happy you guys are here. Paulie Fletcher, Latino Slant Live. It's been a busy Monday. It's been a busy weekend. It's been a busy week. Look at these videos been blowing up. Okay. We'll be right back. Here we go. We're going to be counting down the top 20 Chicano films of all time, voted by you guys. So there is a lot to cover. That's going to be the second part of the show. Also going to try to get to some to some rapid fire reviews. I saw like 4 films this weekend. All streaming, actually. A couple in Spanish, one from India, 3 of them horror films. But do me a favor, smash the like, say hello. Julissa said hello. Hi, Julissa. Good to see you here in the evening. We did have a daytime debut. That was a lot of fun. A lot of news going on. So that's what's going on tonight. And hopefully we're gonna get Roberto from Boleros De Noche. You know, I think it's penciled in for next week, but I believe George the Giant Slayer is going to be joining us. If not the week after. All right, yeah. So rapid fire reviews, the 20 countdown, and that's it. Fletcher, I can't do any news items tonight, man. There's too much. Too much. Anyways, how is everyone out there in Landia? I hope everyone's doing well. Oh yeah, you know what? We need to thank Pete the Cat. Pete Den Cat. Became a YouTube member. Gracias, buddy. Always a pleasure having you here, and your wrench as well. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm glad you made it live. I actually saw, Julissa, I saw you on the Nerd Report last week. In the chat, I didn't say anything. I didn't say I was listening to Luis. I think that's how we met last year, right? I can't remember. Danny's here. What's up, amigos? What's up, Ale? What's up, Anin? Have you guys seen the trailer? Alejandro Montoya Marin's new movie, The Unexpected. Oh, you know what? He sent it to me. Let's put a mark on that, Fletcher. Maybe we'll react to it later on tonight. Vinny, there's been so much going on. We had that Blockbuster review video with Cameron Pasha today. If you guys missed that one, that's the one to check out. That is the one to check out. So yeah. But thanks for the reminder. Thank you for the reminder. Other reminders too, guys, as we close this out. Let me see here, guys, as we close this out. Excuse me. You know, I'm so amazed how fast I ate, which I never recommend. It's not good for you guys. Do not recommend eating fast. But it was literally a thing for me where if I didn't eat before this show, I wouldn't eat for like 2 hours. And that's after 9 o'clock. And it's just been such a crazy day. I'm like, oh, I haven't eaten since this morning. That's not good. Anyways, do not eat fast. Slow down. Roberto is here, the founder. We'll find out if he's the finder. Finder. Pues, very talented man. We're gonna have him on in a second from Boleros De Noche. Look, dude, I got my shirt from a couple years ago. We went. I'm a huge fan. Hola, Penny, another member of the slant. And what did I also want to make sure that we are covering for you guys? I want to make sure that you guys are getting on over to our merch. No, we don't have to do the merch. Just the website, thelatinoslant.com right now, thelatinoslant.com, and sign up to our newsletter. Here's what's going on. I just had a little meeting today. Like, if I could not fit any more things in, I did it. we're actually going to get a legit revamp of our website from Geek Tropology, from Pablo. And I love his ideas. I'm like, how much? I know you work, man. So I'm excited about the latinoslant.com, getting a nice fresh coat. Fresh coat. Okay, let's bring in Fletcher. What's up, Fletcher?
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
How's everyone doing? We got over 30 people live with us via X and YouTube. Let's go right now. This is not the official. Oh my God, where am I going? This is not the official Boleros de Noche website, but it's the Ford website. And it's got the information here featuring Jose Feliciano and Los Caramelos in partnership with Boleros de Noche. Cool. We were saying that the best thing about Boleros is that it's handed down from our parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically you grew up with it. You listened to it when you were a kid, and you were like, "Oh, this is the it's kind of like your parents' music." Yeah. But then when you became older, you're like, "Whoa, this is when you had basically your first dance with a girl, maybe at a quinceañera or something like that." You're like, "Wait a minute, these things have power. These things have a little gravitas to them," and then you start listening to them, and it's like, "Whoa, these are really good."
Pretty deep.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get more of like what is a bolero from a musician, from an expert. But this event is on sale now. If you're in California, Southern California area, it's August 3rd, guys. I'm gonna be there. Me and Romy are gonna be there. We had a very nice, wonderful night a couple of years ago. Gabby Moreno sang. She was a headliner. She's blowing up. And that night she signed my my vinyls. That was dope. I bought a vinyl there. Still got some arroz, man.
You gotta loosen up, drink some water, man.
Yeah, that arroz don't play.
No, it does. And also you see, like, Jose Feliciano, he's a giant in the bolero world. I mean, he was, before we were born, he was out there, rocking these shows, and to see him still doing this, it's amazing, and it's a testament to his creativity and his showmanship.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, what else? What other info do we have here? So you can buy your tickets now. It's an annual celebration of romantic golden age boleros, returns with local favorites and a musical legend. This is a huge get. I want to say this is probably their biggest main artist that they have gotten. Okay, and we got links to go and buy tickets and all that good stuff. But let's see if we can get a thumbs up from Roberto. You ready, brother? All right, he's ready.
You ready?
He's not only is he the founder of Boleros de Noche, but he's a member of Tres Sols. I got your vinyl. I got your DVD. I'm so out of it. Your CD.
That thing with the information
you guys
on
signed
it.
A few years ago. I'm out of it, bro. Can you guys see me? Yes, CD. Yes, we can see you. Let's bring him on, guys. Roberto Carlos, señor.
Hey, nice to meet you guys, Paulie and Fletcher.
Hola,
man. So okay. Let's tell the people who you are. You're a musician. You're LA based, and you created this incredible annual event that I don't know you guys. This is our first time meeting. I am a supporter of you. A supporter.
Thank you. I see that you're wearing the Boleros Noche shirt, the Dia de los Muertos inspired shirt.
Yes, it's a beautiful design. I can't wait. I saw your new design, but tell us who you are and tell us about this event, sir.
Yeah, well, I'm Roberto Carlos. I'm an artist, also a producer for Boleros De Noche, which started in 2015. If I'm not performing with my trio, if I'm not performing boleros, I'm producing a concert series that I want to make sure that it remains as a legacy here in LA. And I started this in 2015. It started with a vision and idea. I think I was hearing you guys talk about this, how it's a lot of memories it brings a lot of memories of our childhood, of our family. So I was chit-chatting with a friend, and I said, hey, how about if we just get some friends together for some drinks and some vinyls, and let's just talk bolero music.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, the conversation started growing, started brewing, and we said, hey, how about if we mix art with bolero music? Art gallery, maybe?
Oh,
And as we pitched it to different people in our network, the idea just became really amazing. So the first night we did a show at an art gallery by Edgewater Village, Glendale area. It was called Macau Art Gallery, and we expected 25 people, 30 people, right?
sure.
But that night, we had like over 150, 200 people show up.
Wow.
People were outside the art gallery, and people were like sweating, and they were like, what is this? I think that was the first time I realized how much meaning Bolero had for others, not just myself. But to find that community, we had to do an event such as Boleros De Noche.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little bit about Boleros De Noche, a little bit about me as a musician. I've been playing since I was 15 years old. I started busking
You
at...
still look 15. What are you talking about?
I'm actually 16.
It's forever young, Roberto.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. My brother and I, we started busking at Placita Olvera at the age of 15. And ever since then, we met a lot of older musicians that taught us the genre, and we haven't stopped since then.
So, how would you describe this type of music to the non-Latino, like or anyone across the globe, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
So Bolero music, I think if you want to remember two things, it's the history and it's the music. Their history started in Cuba in 1883, was where they found kind of the first song written, the Bolero first Bolero song written by Pepe Sanchez. It's called Tristezas. So the origins of Bolero music comes from Cuba. From there, it
So
just...
it's like Benny Moré. Does he's no longer with us, but he did some boleros, no?
Yeah, I think a lot of artists of that era just gravitated to bolero music, and they recorded Bésame Mucho, classics like Usted, Me Voy Pa'l Pueblo, which is not necessarily bolero, but a lot of trios adapted that rhythm.
Nice.
And a lot of Latin American countries adopted the genre, like Mexico, Dominican Republic. I'm running out of names.
Let me ask you this.
Ecuador, Argentina.
Let me ask you this. Did musicians go to Mexico City to record boleros, or did they record them all over Latin America?
I want to say that they recorded them all over Latin America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because last time, it's funny that you bring that up. I was searching for some vinyls last week, and I know this guy who's from Venezuela, and he has just like a great variety of selections of vinyls. I'm like, how do you get these? And he told me a lot of the musicians back then recorded in Venezuela with the record label. So that's how I'm able to get it from Venezuela.
Well, let's bring up your incredible website, being you have an amazing event coming up, my brother. I mean, you ain't fooling around with Jose Feliciano, man. How did that all happen?
Thank you, Paulie. And I think you went to the Gaby Moreno event, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you saw kind of our trajectory. We started in 2018 at the Ford Theater, and that was our first concert to a larger audience in a larger venue, which was our goal since we started. Because I think, man, one of the things that I feel really passionate about is showcasing this music outside of backyard boogies, outside of, hey, we want to hire you to be background music.
Right.
In the 1920s, a lot of audience members, people in Mexico, used to go to theaters to enjoy a show of bolero music, right? So I say that because I feel like we have reached a lot of milestones throughout the years. And now in 2024, I feel like we finally got to another milestone where we're celebrating a legendary artist like Jose Feliciano.
Man.
And for him to accept to doing all bolero repertoire, it's big time, man. It just says so much about what we have done as a community, from that art gallery to now, to you guys supporting this whole movement that we started in 2015. It just says a lot. That's my brother right there.
This your brother?
Yeah, that's my brother
Órale.
Pepe.
Pepe. What's
Mhm.
up, Pepe? Guys, if you have any questions for Roberto about the music, about this event, please ask away. We'll get it to you. Fletcher, did you have a question?
Yeah, I guess in a sense, how did you get into boleros? I know that we listen. Me and Paulie were just talking about, we listened to it. Our parents basically listened to it, and that was kind of our gateway. What was your gateway to the bolero?
So my brother and I came to this country at the age of 5, 6, and we grew up in Koreatown. So my dad, being a bohemio, being a lover of just traditional folk music,
Yeah.
and we're from the state of Oaxaca.
Wow.
He said, "Hey guys, back then it was like a lot of, like our neighborhoods are not the safest, and he wants to try to get get us out of trouble." He said, "Hey, I want to hire a musician from the pueblo to teach you guys the traditional songs. It's gonna keep you guys with a hobby and busy." So at the age of 10, this man from our pueblo in Oaxaca came over to our house and taught us the music. And my dad said, "I want you guys to learn boleros." And I asked him like a few months ago, "Why did you choose boleros?" He said, "When I grew up in Oaxaca, driving cars and just like trying to do better for myself, boleros was always there. That was like my records. That was like my way of expressing myself." So he passed that on to us, and we were lucky enough to find other musicians, especially the musician from our pueblo who taught us bolero music.
That's incredible.
Right.
I want to play a little bit. We'll do like 7 seconds of this,
Dale.
so you guys can hear it.
Me dijo que tu amor no me iba a hacer feliz, que me ibas a olvidar.
So it's that like, romantic, just so like it just penetrates your soul, man. Type of music. So yeah, and I gotta tell you, so for me, being a textbook Chicano, right? Of course, my first bolero album was Iri Gourmet and Los Panchos. And that was it, man. That Historia de un Amor. That said it for me. And that was that before any of the other Mexican genres, because I grew up in on the west side of LA. Boleros was the first for me. Before I knew about any other genres of Mexican, and there's a lot, especially nowadays. But not that the bolero is a Mexican thing, as I learned as moving forward. But Iri Gourmet and Los Panchos just blew the lid for me, Roberto.
Yeah, I think for many of us, right? Gourmet in a lot of countries, that's the beauty of Boleros de Noche. I think it allows people to celebrate all these amazing artists from all over the world. It's a multi-generational event where we're just passing on this tradition, man. This rich tradition that we have in our community.
Apparently I played the song and someone got pregnant just from 6 seconds of listening to the song. Pan de Colima.
Oh man, that's funny.
Boleros are beautiful. Javier Solis bolero.
Yeah.
Yes.
He does some.
Javier Solis. Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, he does some.
I'll tell you what I know about Javier Solis, because like you guys, I'm
Oh,
also
gosh.
I'm a student of this genre. But bolero music, it has subgenres like bachata, bolero so, and bolero cha. So Javier Solis started the bolero ranchero.
Ooh,
Yeah,
there you go. You were talking about Fletcher, bolero Argentina. Like it was more like rustic, I guess, like more folk. So bolero ranchera. Wow.
Bolero ranchero. So Pedro Infante, Javier Solis recorded a lot of those bolero ranchero. If you want to just Google that, bolero ranchero, Javier Solis, he has Esclavo Llamo, Tres Palabras, a lot of songs. In
Wow.
Argentina, there's an author from Argentina that wrote "Que Nadie Sepa Mi Sufrir," the cumbia song that they sing, La Sonora Dinamita.
Sure.
Dun, 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 dun. There's an Argentinian that wrote that song, but it was the original version was a waltz, a vals.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of these composers, they got their inspiration from poetry.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, with Que Nadie Sepa Mi Sufrir, I heard, Los Lobos do it. Then you heard, and they did like a real kind of like stripped down version of it. Then I've heard all different types of bands do it, but the one that made it big was the cumbia version that you were telling me about.
Mm.
That's dope. And then here's what I was telling you about Edie Gourmet, Los Panchos. I always have this one queued up.
Oh, beautiful, bro.
I'm actually gonna let this play, guys, because I want you to hear her singing. So we'll just put it up. Great stuff, man. You guys do this one as well, no?
Yeah, we do a lot of the Edie Gourmet covers.
Nice. Okay, so I've played your music before. Are you able to sing a song for us today, or play something?
Yeah, I can play something.
Orale! Ow! Get down, Charlie Brown. Ooh, guys, we're going to give you the solo screen, Roberto, and we'll start pimping the links out. So take it away, sir, please.
Thank you. I'll play like a quick 2 verses, but because the artists performing on August 3rd, they're the ones that I want the audience to see and remember. But this first song is called Amor Profundo. It's un vals. It's not a bolero, but it's a vals that you find in the genre and in the scene of bohemian music. So. Yo no creí que al cabo de los años fuera a encontrar un amor como el tuyo, porque solo encontré desengaños y ahora tengo el calor de tu arrullo. Soy tan feliz teniéndote a mi lado, porque tengo en tu amor una esperanza de vivir unidos para siempre, como el cielo y la mar en lontananza. There you go. A quick song called Amor Profundo.
Yay! Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
That song is actually, it's about love, and like I feel it just reminds me of a love that you've never felt and you want to keep forever. But I always think about my daughter with that song.
See now you're trying to get us to cry. What's going on, man? Hey, chill out.
Chill out, man.
That's beautiful. You just had Mother's Day.
Yeah.
That's nice, brother. Yeah, some people were just melting there. Look at you getting all the accolades in the chat. That was beautiful. Michelle Williams says, gorgeous. So nice to see a young person keeping his music alive.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing. A 16-year-old man, right? But he's not really 16, guys.
16-year-old man with a daughter.
How old is your daughter, if you don't mind me asking?
She's 4. She's 4.
That's precious, bro.
And the funny thing, I tried to practice what my dad did with me. Every time on our way to school, we listen to Bolero music or just like music from that era. And I'm like, slowly, hopefully, just gets in her soul, and
absolutely,
in the future she could do it also.
She can enjoy
it. She could do whatever she wants, but she can enjoy the music and appreciate it.
Well, really, really, thank you for being here, man. And I want to let's go over any of the particulars for that event. It's on sale now, correct?
Correct. So we have a pre-sale going on, and I want to share it with your audience. If you use the code Ford24, You could access tickets before it goes on sale on Tuesday at 10 a.m. to the general
Okay.
public.
Code 424. That's it, right?
Ford 24.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ford.
hmm
Ford, like
Like the Ford Theater, FORD.
okay, Fletcher's got it. See, I'm trying to type and he already put it in.
Oh yeah, he put it in. Yeah.
Thank you, Fletcher. I'm all, huh? How do you type? I'm still lost and I like wanted more song. It was so amazing, brother. Listen, 424, you can access tickets early, tickets now because there is a chance, a very good chance, this one night only with Jose Feliciano is going to sell out.
You know what? It's funny that you say that because
Okay.
the tickets haven't even gone on sale to the general audience, and we hit the 500 mark already.
Wow.
So this is gonna be sold out. I foresee it, and I'm crossing my fingers because we have Jose Feliciano, who's a legend, nine-time Grammy Award winner. He has sung for 3 popes. He's
Wow.
and then we have Los Caramelos, who's an upcoming LA trio.
I saw them. Yeah.
Yeah, they have so much potential.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I really like Michelle was saying, they're young. They're young and they have they're eager to learn about the history. They're excited to venture into this genre and they do it with a lot of respect. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to motivate them. I want to give them this platform to keep on following on like Los Panchos, the footsteps of other trios like Los Panchos or Los Tres Haces.
Okay, it's gonna be a beautiful night. It's right in smack middle of summer. It's at an incredible venue, guys. Even if it's something that you might want to think, do a trip to drive down to LA for. The Ford Theater is an outdoor theater. It's across from the Hollywood Bowl. I've been there many a times, Roberto.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your support, Paulie. Thank you.
Of course, man. I'll see you there. We gotta meet up. But listen, mucha suerte, and what you're doing is amazing. In fact, you got recognized from the city, and I don't like a lot of things that our city politicians do, but the fact that they recognized you and Boleros de Noche says they've done one right thing.
You know what? Yeah, it's also hard for me to celebrate because in LA the music culture in LA, it accepts jazz, it accepts classical music, right? So we celebrate a lot of these genres. But Bolero music, we're still fighting to find a space, to find recognition. So that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
I kind of started being an advocate for this music also in 2021 when we got our first recognition. So yeah, I'm thankful. I think it says so much for the music and for what we have succeeded in and achieved as a community.
And as Pan de Colima says, as you head on out, recognize, fool. That's right. Everyone, recognize. Really quickly, totally different topic, but we're going to be counting down the top 20 Chicano films of all time. Do you got a favorite?
Top Chicano films of all time?
Yeah.
Well, I want to say the Richie Valens, La Bamba.
It might be there. You never know. Everyone loves La Bamba, Fletcher. I love it, man. Okay. All right, Roberto.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Fletcher, Paulie. I'll see you guys at the show.
We'll see you at the show. Continued success. Boleros de Noche, guys, with Jose Feliciano. Thank you, Roberto. Have a good night.
Bye.
Adios. Well, there you have it. There you have it. We had the Roberto, one of the founders of Boleros de Noche, annual event series launched in 2015 as an effort to preserve, uplift, and celebrate Latin American bolero music in Los Angeles, created by Roberto Carlos. Listen, this started off as a gathering of friends sharing records. Let's just do a little performance at a little spot. Maybe we'll have 20, maybe we'll have 30 people. And now 500 pre-sale on their 8th annual. You say one person cannot make a difference in this world, cannot inspire in this world. We've become so jaded, so cynical that we forget constantly the amazing beauty that music, the power that music has, and that biggest power is that it's got the power to bring everyone together. So, man, that was sweet. That was sweet there, Fletcher.
I know that was really nice. I mean, it's nice to see, people actually finding something they love and not only, doing something about it, but also bringing in more people and the awareness of it, which, it really does show not only great initiative by this gentleman, but also the community that embraced it, the new people that are now part of the genre. It's a great genre. It's part of our history, and it's also to see it, play out in such an artistic and beautiful way.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was really nice that he sang a little ditty. Maybe in the future when the Slant Studios are up, we'll have his whole band
Wow.
come down there and play. Yeah, Slant
Yeah.
Studios, baby. We ain't playing around. Shoot, slant it up,
SlantStudios.com.
slant it up. So, again, get your tickets. And listen, we are not sponsored by Boleros de Noche. None of that. I'm just a big fan of this event. I went to it a few years ago, and we will be going again. So all the information, if you're watching this on a replay, the links are going to be in the video box description. Over 50 people hanging out with us simultaneously, combined on X and on YouTube. Slant this, says Panda Colima. Yeah, slant this. La Bamba. Julissa, are you ready for the countdown? Who's ready for the countdown, man?
Let's go.
Let's go. Let me see. I think before we do the countdown, why don't we do a rapid fire? Why don't we do some reviews? And because I got to get these out. What do you say?
Let's go. Pew pew pew. Slant. Rapid fire.
Pepper fires. Okay, let me make myself a little big. We'll keep you here so you can ask any questions. All right. Okay, so I'm reviewing 4 films for you guys. 3 of them are horror films. One's a drama. A couple are from Mexico. One from India. One from the States. Shaitan, Disappear Completely, and Late Night with the Devil are all horror films, and all uniquely have a great premise to their stories, but all ultimately fail at the end to wrap it up and to kind of deliver on the promise of their premises. Shaitan is an Indian film where you got to be careful of inviting a stranger into your house because that stranger could be the devil. And the acting was fantastic. It gave me Hitchcock vibes. It basically, the stranger who's the devil, Shaitan, he takes over and controls the daughter and does anything that he tells him to do. Literally tells the daughter to go beat up the dad, and he's just getting the kick out of it. I mean, there's so many cool things about happening that in this film. The actors, like I said, are sensational. It wasn't until the ritual towards the end where it became very silly on a Kaliman level. Like, it was a little too kind of Vegas ritual. They didn't even need it. They really didn't need it. I think that's I think that the director kind of just I think maybe he felt like he needed some sort of kind of, it wasn't a musical song, but it was definitely an event that really it didn't match the rest of the movie. Okay, what do we have next? Disappear Completely is from Mexico. It stars Harold Torres, where he plays a crime journalist. He's a photojournalist, and he goes to crime scenes and he photographs dead people. Again, this premise is amazing because what happens is that he gets a curse on him. And the curse is he slowly starts losing all his senses. And this is like OG ancient curanderos happening here, guys. Like, they got shamans, they got this, they got that. And I really liked the story. Love the way it was filmed. It was, the tone was very subdued. I liked the lead actor. Romy didn't really like the lead actor that much. The character, you're not supposed to like him. He's not a good guy until the very end. But again, the premise, the end doesn't live up to the premise. Although there's been very lauded in Mexico, I also feel that with certain Mexican cinema, a lot of these films that are coming out of Mexico are a little too American for my taste. And I'd like to see them tone that back because the formula is getting a little too indie American and not not getting the real juice there. But let me tell you, that one is on Netflix. Shaitan is on Netflix. These are both on Netflix. Um, Disappeared completely. Don't get me wrong, it's very entertaining. And if you like horror, if you like thriller, you're gonna dig it. Just for me, I didn't like the payoff. But I think out of these three films, Disappeared completely. Um, they had a curandera ritual that really upset me. That was pretty rough. Okay, Late Night with the Devil is an independent film, IFC Midnight Film. David Dashmantian, I believe, is the lead actor's last name. You've seen him in The Dark Knight, you've seen him in Dune, the first Dune film. Freaking fantastic character actor. Again, this premise of interviewing a possessed girl on a live TV show in the 70s is fantastic. The look, the feel, the gimmickry. Um, it reminded me how wild television got in the 70s. I mean, really, it wasn't until the 80s and 90s that they really started to like tone things down where, yeah, you're not going to have a possessed woman possessed teenager on your late night show. Well, things go awry, and it gets pretty hairy. Now, they set up this premise as if these are lost images, lost video of an unaired show, like they took the show down, and you are about to see this event, Late Night with the Devil. Fantastic. Again, love the premise. I was never scared, and so at the end, the payoff was pretty weak for me. It was pretty weak. It is a hard thing to do to pull something off like this, where it's period, it's horror, it's a little comedy. Then you're doing a late night talk show. So my hats off for originality, but ultimately, I didn't really stick the landing for me. The female actress that played the psychiatrist that was working with a possessed girl, she was the best thing in the film. She absolutely knocked it out of the park, and she had a really nasty ending. This one, guys, on gore level, is probably the most disturbing. So, warning on that one. Big warning on that one. And what I also do like about it is that it does kind of creep up on you out of nowhere. So yeah, those are the three scary movies. Where the Tracks End is a drama from Mexico that is out now on Netflix. Late Night with the Devil, I rented video on demand. Where the Track Ends stars Memo Villegas and Adriana Barraza, who played the grandmother in Blue Beetle. Adriana is one of Mexico's, I would say, the last 30 years, one of their greatest actresses. She can do it all. She plays a teacher, and it's set in, I want to say, I'm a little confused with the timeline. I know there's two timelines going on. One where Memo's an adult, and one where his character is a kid. And looking back, I want to say if they're building railroads in rural Mexico, 30s or 40s, and then their present time is, I believe, the 60s. Incredible story. Absolutely heartbreaking. I got to tell you, this film knows how to take a a and events that happen, even though it's not a true story, these are events that happen. Is that the Mexican Department of Education, in all their brilliance, shut down a lot of schools during that time. And so Memo is a guy that goes and shut down schools, but then he's got to go shut down the one that he grew up in. And we see him grow up. We see the kids as him and his friends that he makes. We also get a glimpse into his parents and how the dad is a migrant railroad worker. Fantastic. Period piece. Looked amazing. Memo Viegas, I'm gonna put money on him that he is my favorite actor to come out of Mexico the last 5 years. Not Tenoch Huerta, it's Memo. Memo can do it all. Comedy, drama, he's got warmth, he's got a zaniness as well. In this movie, he's got the warmth. You like him off the bat, even though he's not doing his job is. You see the conflict that he has to do with his job. Testament to Memo's Guillermo Memo Viegas' talent is he is the voice of Garfield and Garfield the movie in Mexico, and it is earned over $12 million in Mexico. Absolutely knocks it out of the park. Where the Trek Ends is on Netflix. It is a wonderful movie for the entire family. How did I do there, Fletcher?
I think that was great. That was like boom, 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 boom. You got them all right behind the other. Out of all the things, you think Where the Track Ends is the most excited?
I would say Where the Track Ends is, it really depends on what you like, right? Because I gave you 3 different types of thriller horror films. To our devil possession films, then Where the Track Ends is basically, a feel good, underdog story. And
Okay.
then it is a very uplifting kind of like, wonderful ending. So yeah, that's kind of how that's how those movies rolled. I mean, it wasn't like intentional. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Rapid fire, more like slam fire. That's right. First rate musician, sweet. What's up, Mormaga? Good to see you. Okay, all right. What do we got, Fletcher? As I drink some water.
Well, but I don't know if you want to get into your news items or you want to go with the next one.
I think we're gonna skip news items tonight.
Okay.
The news item is that you got to check out our Cameron Pasha video we did today. 58-minute video, 3 scoops and one prediction that Cameron made on Gina Carano. The scoops are really fast, guys. And let's get the link to that video in the chat.
Okay.
The scoop is that Jon Favreau has written a second version of the Mando movie script with Gina Carano's character in it, and there's one without. Also, too, Sigourney Weaver's character might be more of a Han Solo type. She's being finalized to be in the film. And some other great scoops, guys, there as well. So, really an incredible talk we had today, which really kind of just burned me out. And I'm like, I'm not doing any more news tonight, man. Maybe we'll check out the unexpecteds. I know tomorrow there's some big trailers dropping, Fletcher.
Yeah. A few things are dropping tomorrow. I mean, I think you got the new Rings of Power. You have a few movies also that are dropping tomorrow. So yeah.
But I really wanted tonight to slant towards the Latino, and I can't think of you like that. I can't think of anything better than doing a countdown. And let's play a little countdown video. I really don't have any countdown video, but I know you guys like this one. All right, hanging out with us, over 60 people combined in X and YouTube. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, get on over there. We just passed our 11,600 subscriber mark. Headed towards, yeah, man. Let's get that 12K right away, and then we want to hit that 30 by the end of the year. So we got work to do. So thank you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. All right, I think we're ready to go.
Let's go.
We did 2 big polls where we asked you guys, of these films, which one is your favorite? Greatest Chicano films of all time. And it was really interesting. Okay, well, let me put it this way, Fletcher. I knew who our top 5 was going to be. Like, it was kind of a no-brainer, right?
Right.
What was really interesting is the bottom 10. All these films are great. And I do have a dark horse that I put in there. So the top 10 are all your votes. The bottom 10 are very small votes mixed in with what I feel are incredible films as well. What is that noise? Is that you, Fletch?
Sorry, I was getting those water.
It's all right. It's all right. In fact, I need a water refill.
Gotta get the rice down.
Please. Now I feel my throat like just
No,
drying
it's
up.
in your throat.
Got lemon. This has got lemon, por favor.
I know, because I saw that 20 list, and even like the honorable mentions are kind of cool. And you have like so many different things, so many different genres, so many different movies and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, and looking at that, I actually took out the honorable mentions, and we changed it up a little bit. But let's get through this list, and let's start at number 20. How about that, guys?
Let's go.
We'll start at we're gonna try to work as quickly as we can. Number 20, The Long Game. This movie just came out.
Right, this is new.
In fact, it's still in theaters.
Yeah.
This is a true story from the 50s of a group of Mexican American kids, along with their coach, Jay Hernandez, who oh, thank you. Muchísimas gracias. I love the water girl, Romy Diaz, everyone. Romy Diaz is in this top 20, by the way. Fun fact. Woohoo! Dennis Quaid and Cheech Marin, and that got a couple of votes. It is a really well done film about this Mexican American story in the 50s in Texas, directed by Julio Quintana. Any questions there?
Yeah, I guess I'm just excited to see this movie. It wasn't showing in my area, in my neck of the woods, unfortunately. But it looks, I talked to my wife about it, and we were like, oh, it's really cool, because for some reason I really enjoy golf movies, even though I don't really play that much. But I was like, oh, it sounds really cool. And we're looking forward to this one. I think it's cool that it made the list. I mean, you must have saw something really special in it to actually put it with all this other great film. So I'm really excited about this one.
Well, I saw something special. It's a high caliber, very well made film, and it got a couple of votes. Yes, you can rent it now, and it's also in the theater. Either way, they'll get a couple bucks. This movie's made over $3 million, which is fantastic.
Cool
for an independent film. So no spoilers here. All right, let's move on. Number 19 from 2023, Flamin' Hot. This tells the true story of a janitor turned executive who comes out of nowhere, is a true underdog, and helps create the Flaming Hot Cheeto. And really, this is directed by Eva Longoria. She does a great job of taking the stereotypes of our culture and using it as a comedic foil in this film, as a breaking the third wall where the characters talk to you. There's funny narration. Again, kind of taking that underdog true story that we kind of get accustomed to, and giving it a nice twist. Fletcher?
No, this is one that it's really fun. It's great for the family, and it's one of those movies that you kind of go and you just want to have fun with. And it's you kind of think, oh my gosh, it's going to be one of those movies, but it's not. It doesn't treat our culture with disrespect. It just kind of like it pokes fun at all the things we poke fun of each other. And it's one of those movies that should have gotten a lot more play. And that's why I think sometimes these lists are important, because we do want to highlight good stuff too.
Absolutely. This did not get a theatrical release, even though was under the Hulu Disney banner with Searchlight there. It went straight to Hulu, and it did extremely well on Hulu for several weeks last year. So that is Flaming Hot, directed by Eva Longoria, and this is their top 20 Chicano countdown. Chicano films, best films of all time. All time. Now, number 18, Spare Parts from 2015. Now, this movie stars George Lopez, Jamie Lee Curtis, as well as Marissa Tomei. It tells the story of 4 Mexican high school students who form a robotic club. With no experience, $800, used car parts, and a dream, this ragtag team goes up against the country's reigning robotics champion, MIT.
Wow. Yeah, never heard of this one. This was a surprise to me.
Well, this got a couple of votes. And it is more on the recent one, which I think it's worthy, as well as it co-starring one Romy Diaz in this film.
Romy's in it? Oh, okay.
Romy's in this film.
Now we gotta watch it. Okay.
This is the one that Romy is in. Are you seeing a pattern here, guys? True stories, underdogs, uniquely American stories, and all from different eras, from the 50s, 80s, and 90s, and this one was this century, so this this is more recent. Spare Parts, number 18, and let's go around the horn here, see what people are thinking. Julissa, very cool. I need to watch it now.
Yeah.
Michelle, I love True Stories. Spare Parts is going on the movies to watch list. Never saw it either. There you go. So yeah, we will. Rooftop. What's up, Rooftop? I enjoyed Flaming Hot. Conversely, I only got 10 minutes into Frost. I heard it's really bad.
Yeah, I heard it was really bad.
Yeah.
So the movie is just like the food. Just like a subject matter.
Well, I'm glad Rooftop Korean liked Flaming Hot. It is a very enjoyable film. And all these films are very enjoyable as far as being good message stories, good underdog true stories, and American stories that happen to be Chicano, which I really dig. And like you said, no one's talking about these films, but we are. Are you ready to move on?
Let's go.
Okay, this is probably, I should say this as well before I go with this list, right? I'm very proud of this list because of all these true stories and some of the big ones that you know of. And then there's a couple that are genre specific that happen to be Chicano, which I love even more. But this one is probably the most controversial. And it's from 1954. It's called Salt of the Earth. Okay, now let me give you a little background here. Mexican workers at a zinc mine call a general strike. It is only through the solidarity of the workers, and importantly, the indomitable resolve of their wives, mothers, and daughters that they eventually triumph. This movie is the only movie that Hollywood blacklisted. This Mexican actress was blacklisted. This movie was forgotten for decades because what was deemed at that time to be a production with communists, a communist sympathizing movie. Absolutely part of the Red Scare, the Black Scare movement, 1954, at the height of that. And at the end of the day, this is a true story of that really happened to these zinc workers that were Chicanos in New Mexico. Another cool thing about this film, so I've seen this film. This is a movie I saw like in college, and
Okay.
it's not like incredibly like Gone with the Wind. It's not like it's a very much low budget film, but
Oh, okay.
it's very interesting that this got made and that majority of the cast were not actors. This here was an actress, but they casted a lot of the people that were actually in the strike as well. So, for history's sake, and it did get a couple of mentions. Salt of the Earth is number 17 from 1954.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
we
that's
man. We Chicano film has been around since the 40s, so we ain't playing around, brother. Let's go on. From 2011, A Better Life. A Better Life, starring Demian Bichir, who is Mexican, but with a Chicano cast. It tells the tale of an illegal immigrant father who's a landscaper, and he wants the best life for his American son. So heartbreaking and so well done, so well acted that Demian was nominated Best Actor in 2011 for an Academy Award. Better.
wow.
Yes. Have you seen this one? Have you heard about this?
No, I haven't even heard about this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very straightforward story. A gardener in East LA struggles to keep his son away from gangs and immigration agents while trying to give his son the opportunities he's never had. And it's pretty heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie. It even it touches on the heartstrings, but it's fine for all for the entire family. It's a very well done drama. It's just it's pretty harrowing.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty harrowing. Movie trivia. This movie co-stars Chelsea Rendon.
Oh, cool.
Chelsea's
Chelsea's in it.
Young Chelsea Rendon is in this film.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is number 16, A Better Life. Here we go. From 1979. The Chicano crime gangster film that started it all. Starring Danny de la Paz, Richard Iniguez, Boulevard Nights. This got a lot of mentions. There's Chicano film. There's several in this top 20 that are gang related. This is the first one. We've had some a lot of nice true to life underdog stories. But this was at the time a pretty salacious film. Fletcher Williams. Have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of it, and I always see it mentioned in different like retrospects and and a lot of people quote to it. I've never seen it myself. I've seen clips and bits. It's kind of like one of those things where everybody's like, well, of course you've seen or and all that kind of stuff, and it's like, yeah, I don't think so, but you always see clips, you always see kind of things about it.
Boulevard Nights is a 1979 American neo-noir crime film. It's directed by Michael Pressman. It's about life in East LA and street gangs. It's two brothers, Raymond and Chuco. Raymond has a job and is engaged to Shady, while Chuco is a drug user and gang member who's about to be drawn into a gang war. It was filmed entirely, mostly in East LA. I love that definition.
I love that. It's like...
So this is the first of I want to say quite a few gang movies that made it onto our top 20 Chicano crime films that are at this now just kind of seminal, that should be up there with a Scarface, but the big difference here is a lot of these actors are really Chicano.
Right.
Who knew?
Who knew? Yeah.
Who knew? So we are at that was number
50.
that's number 15, Boulevard Nights from 1979. Let's see what you good people have to say in regards to our list. Look who's here. The lovely Maria with T and Telly. Hey, how you doing? Michelle Adams. Boulevard Nights is set in the 70s.
Mm.
He says it's a classic.
Yeah.
Panda Colima. She, right? Panda Colima.
Yeah.
Is she? How have I missed these movies? Well, listen, now you have a top 20
There
for
go.
you and the whole familia, eh?
That's right. I say.
Vinny, I've seen it. Which one? Which film have
I
you
think
seen?
he's talking about the Boulevard Nights.
Okay. Boulevard Nights, yeah. Communism. Hey, I'm just telling you, man. Salt of the Earth is a, I actually recommend anyone who's like really into like kind of like those kind of rare lost films to check out Salt of the Earth. It's actually really good. There's some really good things about this. I was talking about A Better Life. Okay.
No.
Better Life. Hello. 66 combined on X and on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. It's good to have all our Slantinos here and all our friends. We are counting down the top 20 Chicano films of all time. Where are we at?
15. So now we're going to be to 14.
Coming in at number 14, 2023, Michael Peña stars as a true-to-life astronaut, would-be astronaut for NASA, a million miles away. And this got several nods. Several people were like, what about this one? This actually was not in the choices, so people were bringing it up. And I have to tell you, even though this was straight to Prime, I was able to catch a screening of this on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great film. There was something about 2023 with Flaming Hot, where they really got down that Chicano, underdog story.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but this one is the one I guess I was a bit disappointed because I kept thinking it was going to be in theaters. I was excited when you went to the theater to see it, but then it was kind of like the same thing. It's like they didn't want to pursue it, and then it went straight to the, to the streaming service, which is kind of disappointed. It never had a chance.
Yeah, I mean, it's who knows why that happened, and I know that they did a lot of screenings with people from NASA, which was great. They had some people there at our screening. I say, why didn't you release it into the major urban areas, Houston, Chicago, LA, and New York? You would have turned some heads. This true story, I have to tell you, as pleasant and likable as Michael Peña is, it's Rosa Salazar that plays the wife that steals the movie. She she's dynamic, she's present, she gives as an actor so much in this movie that every scene she's in, you're just in awe of her performance. Rosa Salazar is really the little star there of that film.
Cool.
So yeah, we're not gonna be doing any spoilers, so no need to worry about that one. Okay, let's go. Next one. From 1992, another Chicano crime saga movie starring Edward James Olmos, directed by Edward James Olmos, American Me.
Nice.
I have to tell you, with American Me, with Boulevard Nights, these are, fair warning, these are, very heavy subject matter. American Me more so. So if you've never seen American Me, just know it is a heavy R for violence. And it is a unfiltered true story of the kind of the coming up of the Mexican mafia in the prison systems in California. I want to say 50s up into the 70s. And it's an offshoot movie of Blood In, Blood Out, but we'll get to that one later. Eddie wanted to do something way more guttural that wasn't so poetic with language, wasn't so visually beautiful like the work of Taylor Hackford in Blood In, Blood Out. This is unfiltered, raw. This movie is raw. When I remember seeing this in the theater, it was just like, my stomach turned. It also co-stars, as you can see, William Forsythe, Daniel Villarreal, Danny de la Paz, Pepe Serna, some great actors there. Another thing with our top 20 list, guys, is that you're going to see a lot of these actors in a lot of the same films, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is great. I think this marks, correct me if I'm wrong, this marks Edward James Olmos' first, but not last appearance in our top 20. Trust me.
Right.
Trust me.
And he's an actor and director, right?
He's the actor and director.
Yeah.
And
he's got one of my favorite quotes.
Tell me.
The state is so lame, they paid for the game.
Nice. God, it took me a long time to figure out that rhyme.
That's right.
Es our clica, es our barrio, es our clica ese. Oh God, I loved it when they were little kids. JD. Great film. Heavy film. Great film.
It's funny because then you I had some Filipino friends and they were watching it and stuff. It was kind of like we were like in a group and everybody had, if somebody had a movie, it would kind of be shared around. And you have the Filipinos and then there would be like for reals, for like some Russian kids. And they're like, for reals, that's it. And I'm like, for reals. What you guys even know about for reals? But that's
pues es our barrio, it's our clica.
That's right.
And William Forsythe as an older JD, he did a great job with his Chicano accent.
Right.
William Forsythe's a great character actor. From Raising Arizona to what was the movie I just recently saw him in? God, he does it all. Yeah. But that's American Me, guys, from 1992. Number 13 on our list. Moving on up to number 12. From 1983. El Norte. This is directed by Gregory Nava. And I believe this is Gregory's one of 3 films he has in the top 20. Gregory Nava's really are him and Luis Valdez are the GOATs as far as Chicano directors. And Gregory Nava has done more films, so he's got more of a range as far as the type of films he's did. This was the first one that he did that got noticed in 83. And I believe it got them a few Academy Award nominations. That's how good this film is. And it just tells a story of a brother and sister from Guatemala that travel here without papers to work. They're small spoiler. There's a reason why they have to flee their small village, and it's not a happy one. The American dream is very complicated, very elusive, very beautiful, and yet there's some horrors there as well. As what I really appreciated about this film was how Mexican Americans, Chicanos, were portrayed in this film, and how some are cool with people coming from the border across the border, and some aren't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in the film. And that's a real thing. That's a real thing. And it had a great cast, like I said. You started seeing a lot of these same actors playing these roles, and they're all fantastic actors from oh God, forgive me, she's no longer with us. I'll look up her name in a minute. Sal Lopez, to Pepe Serna, to even Enrique Castillo, who's in Blood and Blood Out. They're more of the thespian Chicano actors compared to other actors that you see on this list. They're also too older. Their primes were in the 70s and 70s, but 70s and 80s, but you still notice them as far as what they have done in their body of work. Yeah, fantastic film. Okay.
Yeah, and you can watch this one, I think, free on Pluto TV. I think
you can. Yeah, a lot of these, a lot. And listen, this is a heavy movie. It's a very well made film. It leaves you pondering a lot of things. So I think it's fine for teenage kids. I think it's fine. It's a gem. Okay, so let's see what you guys think. What do you guys think of our top 20 list countdown so far? We're almost there to the top 10. We're almost there. Pan de Colima from Guatemala to Guatepeor. Ooh,
that is true.
I like that. I'm so happy El Norte is in there. Yeah.
Nice.
Two of them. I'm definitely checking out Paulie. Boulevard and Salt of the Earth. Nice. Hit me back once you do. What's up, Nick? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, Nick. Okay, so
nearing the top 10.
Manga says absolutely it stays with you. Stark violence. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so every list has to have a movie that comes out of nowhere. I know, so you haven't heard of some of these movies, but this movie is my hand-picked film. And what I love about this film is that the next three films, I would say, coming up are genre heavy films, not the Pain of My People or crime films, or when I say that, like gang films. This film absolutely captivated me, and with the late Roger Corman just passed, correct?
Right, the other day.
Actress Julie Carmen, who you've seen Julie Carmen in the 80s and 90s in so many films, put up this film that she was in. She said this was the first Latino noir film produced by Roger Corman. And I was so riveted by the title, and I love noir. I saw the movie. Oh my God. Kiss Me a Killer from 1991, starring Julie Carmen and Robert Beltran. Robert Beltran is Chakotay in Star Trek. Original music, Pancho Sanchez, Marcos Loya. This is set in East LA, but it is so specific about a woman wanting to kill her husband, and she gets her lover to do it. I love this film. And the fact that they're all Chicano was just incredible, Fletcher. Incredible. I love genre films, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ex-stripper wife.
Let me tell you, you can watch this one, and the quality is decent. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, that is true.
It's on YouTube. Maybe you can fish. I'm going to start fishing around for physical media on this, and I am going to ask Julie Carmen to come in and be interviewed and talk about her career, talk about this film, because she put this film up. And I was blown away because this came out around the same time as Blood and Blood Out, American Meat, and they're all in East LA, but this couldn't be more different in tone, in color, and yet they were Chicanos. undeniable. But it was so cool, man. I was just so impressed. So impressed. That is number 11. Well, we're halfway through, brother. What do you think?
That's cool, man. And I just put the link. Anybody who wants to check it out, it's free on YouTube. The link is right below.
In regards to El Norte, the great actress, no longer with us, Lupe Ontiveros. She is in several of these films. I think El Norte marked her first appearance. I don't know. Was she in? I don't know if she was in Boulevard Nights or American Me. But coming up in the top 10, Lupe is in a lot of films. So thank you so much. Well, let's review 20 through 10, shall we? Yes. Long Game, Flamin' Hot, Spare Parts, Salt of the Earth, A Better Life, Boulevard Nights, A Million Miles Away, American Me, El Norte, Kiss Me a Killer. These are some great films, man.
Cool stuff.
This is some great films. Well, we are up to number 10. Are we ready for the 10? Are we ready?
I don't know. We do it. Let's go.
Okay, here's the thing with this top 10. This is where your votes start compiling. And it's kind of easy for me to put this list together now because I'm heavily basing on a lot of your votes. I mean, I think we had all together like 600-700 votes. So it was pretty cool. All right. Coming in at number 10. El Mariachi from 1992. Yeah. This really launched a career that's still thriving with Robert Rodriguez. He takes the kind of like the border town western genre and sets it in the town of Acuña, where a mariachi is mistaken for an assassin. And there's a first mariachi. And I brought this photo up because this is Carlos Gallardo.
Yeah.
And Carlos owns a piece of all three of the mariachi films because he was an executive producer. He was heavily involved with El Mariachi so much that they filmed in his hometown of Acuña, and that's how they were able to get so much almost done for free, if you will. Right. A lot of people talk about, Rodriguez, he's so creative, so inventive. He found the money by donating his body, which he did, but he also had Carlos. Thoughts on El Mariachi?
I remember watching it for the first time, and I was like, "What the heck is this?" And then, like, it's really cool because it was kind of like a lot of different genres all rolled into one, but it had, you had the iconic mariachi take on it, and it wasn't disrespectful. It wasn't like a funny thing. It wasn't like it was like, it's a badass, and you enjoyed it, especially, as a kid. You're kind of like, oh man, this is so cool. Everybody wanted to take out their guitar from their guitar case and put a bunch of guns in it. It's like, it was so cool about it. And it's nothing new, it's nothing out of the ordinary, but it was just so much fun that it really became such a cool thing that it was really fun. It was a fun movie, that's for sure.
Also, too, it's interesting to point out, looking at our list, right? So many of these movies, from our from really super majority of these films are set in LA, East LA. That you have now Long Game, and you have these films from Texas.
Yeah.
You know, Salt of the Earth, New Mexico, but it's good that, you know, not everything's East LA.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was good. So yes, coming in at number 10, the one that set it off for Mr. Robert Rodriguez, El Mariachi. All right. Well, so many votes and suggestions, but this film is probably the best at bending genres. Coming in at number 9 is From Dusk Till Dawn from 1996, starring Harvey Keitel, George Clooney, Quentin Tarantino, uh, Juliette Lewis. Yeah. I saw this in the movie theater and I was blown away, more so than Desperado, because
Okay.
it was like this creepy road movie with killers and then becomes a vampire movie.
Yeah, that was the cool thing about it, because
Mhm.
it felt like you had a double feature, because you had, one side it was the criminal thriller, and you're coming out, Harvey Keitel, you had Tarantino and stuff like that, so you felt like, ooh, Reservoir's Dogs, and then
Mhm.
afterwards it became like Fright Night or something. It was like crazy,
And
just
you
a
had Salma
mixture.
Hayek.
And Salma Hayek, yeah.
And you had the band Tito and the Tarantula,
Oh
the
man,
vampire
it
house
was
band.
hilarious. And
Yes.
Cheech was hilarious. He
And
plays
look at
like
this
two
film.
two things in the movie himself.
Yeah, he played a lot of characters.
Yeah,
Great cast. Harvey Keitel, Richard Roundtree,
Richard
Clooney,
Roundtree, man, that dude.
mhm,
Wow.
Tom Savini, Sex Machine.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious.
But of course, you know, there's so many things to remember this movie about. But you know, obviously, Salma's dance. You know, I mean, that's undeniable. But really good performances by the two leads. And this is, to me, Robert Rodriguez at his full powers. You know,
Hmm.
mixing the genres, playing around with Tarantino, playing around with music, with it, you know, vampires, with monsters, with all that stuff. And yes, Danny Trejo as well. I mean, this is like, someone even asked, is this considered, could this be considered a Chicano film? I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. You know, up and down
Hmm.
from the director to characters to music.
Yeah, the
Number
acting,
9.
the stuff. Yeah.
Number 9. From Dusk Till Dawn, 1996. Well, we're counting them down. We're getting there, man.
Started to sound like the what was that counting down, like, for the new year? It's like we're counting them down,
We're counting them down. We're getting there,
counting
man.
down.
We're getting there.
Late night
Combined.
counting down.
Count down. We got we got 74 people combined views and all that good stuff on X and on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. We've been having a nice nice reception of people from all over the world kind of tuning into the channel. We've hit some great videos lately, and we'll when we're done with the countdown, we'll go over that really fast. Okay, so we are at number 8. What's it gonna be? What did you vote for? From 2002, Real Women Have Curves.
I remember this movie.
Starring a very young America Ferrera and as her mom, Lupe Ontiveros.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a lovely film. You know, it got a lot of votes. I didn't vote for this, but very well done
Sure.
film. And I'm glad to see that it made it on this list. You know, just kind of the coming up of a young Chicana, you know, in East LA, and yeah, have you seen this film?
Yeah, it's one of those things, like, when your wife picks the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. But I thought it was fun. It had a lot of recognizable characters, like,
Mm-hmm.
when a movie is written about, similar culture like you always find the one character that's like your aunt, that's like your cousin or something like that. So it was very relatable. I recommend it if you guys want to see something that's fun, and it's not heavy handed like some modern movies are about a lot of subjects, because it does touch on a lot of subjects, and but it's not heavy handed. It's
not
very
right.
well done.
Right. It's for lack of better words, it's not woke.
Yeah,
And yet
yeah,
it deals with a woman and her self empowerment. What's wrong? It's
yeah,
beautiful story.
yeah,
And the
very
fact that
much
it's
so.
in the title, Real Women Have Curves.
Yeah, no,
You know,
it's very well done.
it was first a play, an award-winning play written by
Hmm.
Josefina Lopez. So we can tell you that as well. And there's a younger George Lopez. George Lopez are like kind of sneaking in all these movies here. Lupe Ontiveros again, incredible.
Yeah, she was
performance.
amazing. She was her and who's the aunt or something? Oh my god! But
Oh yeah.
all I can say is that this movie, you'll enjoy it, and it's a good movie. Like a teenagers, if you got teenagers or something, they'll relate. But it's a good movie all around. It's one of those good movies that is very well done. I tease my wife because every time she wants to watch something that she likes, I gave her, like, for her birthday, you give her like things that are called chick flicks, and I can give her like a bunch, and she'll turn them in. And this is a good chick flick, coupon type of movie where you're like, oh, it's actually pretty good.
Coming in number 8, starring America Ferrera and the late great Lupe Ontiveros, Real Women Have Curves. Okay, this was number 7. This is the only PDF that had problems uploading, so I picked 2 photos for you guys. And number 7 is from 1995, Mi Familia. I love this film. It got a lot of votes. It tells the tale of a Mexican American family over 3 generations, from where the great grandfather, El Californio, had been in LA so long, even before it was Mexico. He truly was, the modern, what would have been a libertarian back in the day. Get off my land, don't mess with me. And it goes all the way up to the Jimmy Smits character. We're gonna get to that in a second, but you can take a look at this photo. You can see Isai Morales. You can see Jenny Gago. Jenny Gago was in Boulevard Nights as well. Isai, of course, in a lot of fantastic films. Benito Martinez in the sailor outfit playing the young Eddie Almos. Benito has gone on to act and produce. He was in The Captain. He played the captain in The Shield, opposite Michael Chiklis. So just intensely talented people here. And there was a book called Reign of Gold by Victor Villaseñor. It's still out, but it came out, I believe, in the 80s, and people called it the Chicano roots, because it goes back so far to where the 2 families, right? The mom and the dad, they had separate families in Mexico, and over the years they finally meet. So there's a little bit of that. In fact, the young Jenny Gago is Jennifer Lopez. The young father is Jacob Vargas. So it's like an all-star Latino cast. Now I want to show you this because it really it takes on a different tone when Jimmy Smits, his character, becomes an adult, and he's a troubled man in and out of prison, troubled by the fact that he saw Isai's character, his older brother, shot by the cops in his, when he was a little boy in East LA. This is one of Jimmy's greatest performances on film. It's heartbreaking, it's vulnerable, it's tough, it's funny. So what happens is that, he's part of a family that they're all kind of different, right? They all, it's in fact, they have a different political views. He doesn't really care. But one is a really much, a progressive do-gooder that they force Jimmy to marry Elpidia's character, the actress Elpidia Carrillo, because she's going to be deported. And he's not doing it to save the cause. He kind of just, he kind of feels guilty. He wants to do something nice for his family. Fletcher, the chemistry in the scenes between these two actors were the best. Elpidia Carrillo, the star of Predator, the first one. Salvador, she's been in tons of films. She's always brings a torching dignity and badassery to her performances like no other. And it's good to see she's been acting recently again. But man, these guys in this second part of the film, it's everything, guys. It's everything. Again, directed by Gregory Nava, produced by Francis Ford Coppola. They really tried to push this film. It was a commercial flop. This was at a time when Hollywood was coming out with Latino films in theaters, putting money behind it. Some made money, most didn't. There was a period between 87 and 97, and you're starting to see this in our top 10, where all these films came out. Right? It started with Born East LA and La Bamba. Then you had all these films that we've been talking about: Mi Familia, American Me, Selena. We went on a run. A lot of them are in our top 20. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I think you have this period, it seemed, of cinema that it was like starting at eaves and flows, and then you had a big resurgence around this time. And then it kind of, now we see it such in spurts, but it's still kind of not, feels like it's not fully funded. I think that's you're kind of hitting it in the head. So we need to get some of these big studios or producers, or maybe get Francis Ford Coppola back to start, saying, hey, let's give some, some big, big budget or even medium budget, because none of these movies had huge budgets. Right. They have huge stars, but not huge budgets. And then let them do something that touches the heart of people, that really deals with culture in a respectful way, and let them go to town, because that's what we need. We need more of those movies made.
Absolutely. So there you have it, number 7. Coming up, we're almost at that top 5. Now the votes are just like stacking up. You're gonna have we're getting into all-time great territory here. Are you guys ready for number 6? Originally a play that did go to Broadway from Luis Valdez, Zoot Suit, 1981. Edward James Olmos is the El Pachuco. Danny Valdez, who is Luis's brother, acclaimed musician, played Henry Reina in this. You'll see him act in a lot of other films as well. A lot of these, anything that requires a musician, you're like, oh, there's Danny. This is basically a glorified. This film is a glorified teleplay. Luis Valdez was given peanuts to make this movie, so he basically recorded their play at the Quarriers Theater in Los Angeles during its theatrical run. No sets. No, it wasn't, it wasn't filmed outdoors. It wasn't filmed on location. It was filmed on that set. Now, that's interesting as well, right? What's also interesting is the theatrical devices that they used of reading the headlines. These are real headlines from the 40s in William Randolph Hearst and their treatment of Mexican Chicanos during that time. And they read them during the movie. Those court documents, everything was read. Okay, what is this about? It's loosely based on the Sleepy Lagoon murder. Okay, where a young man's killed, and they mistake this gang that Henry's a part of as the killers, and they throw them in jail, and they're in jail for months. Their due process is shit, and their treatment was shit, to where the judge wanted them not to take showers, not to change their look or appearance, because that's the way they wanted the jury to see them. So some real wicked stuff. The history of this story is actually more heavy than this film. Fletcher.
Yeah, actually, in this one, I saw the play. I didn't see the movie, but I saw the play like a couple of times, and we've had discussed the case before, with a few friends and stuff like that. And it's crazy because this is where art is really shining a magnifying glass on society. Sometimes it's like, oh, it's just art, and it's just telling stories and stuff, and you see, oh, it's just telling history. But with this, it was kind of like, yeah, this is art, but shining a magnifying glass on a very like a dark subject in a sense. But it's with the brightness of the suit and the musical type aspect of it, it did it makes you look at it a little bit different. And like you said, having it be on stage, more like a black box theater type of production,
right?
It really highlights, there's nowhere to hide for the actors behind anything with sets or anything like that. And them using actual, court documents and stuff. It's, I recommend anybody, if you get to see the play, go check it out. But also the movie's really good.
Well, I mean, everything you said, right? It's beloved. It had a great cast. The music is originals from that era by Lalo Guerrero, considered the grandfather of Chicano rock and roll before Richie Valens. And then original music from Danny Valdez. And you get to see Eddie almost dance.
Yeah, how cool is that?
Guy could move. Guy was a musician
good
as well.
Too.
Yeah, incredible performances. So that is number 6, 1981. Oh my. Yeah. Okay, so man, we're almost there. We got the top 5 coming up. What do you guys think in the chat? What are you guys saying to each other? Michelle, Zoot Suit is so much fun. It's a theater adaptation and so ahead of its time. Almost was in his prime, I mean.
Yeah.
And then he just took off, because after that he was in Blade Runner as Gaff.
It was everywhere.
He just started doing it, and then he had the Lieutenant Castillo and Miami Vice. Yeah, it had a diverse cast without being heavy-handed about it. You had whites, Chicanos, and Asians all dancing part together. Yeah, that's because they actually grew up together, and you had a white Chicano that was actually a part of the gang. So you're absolutely right, Michelle. Cool. All right. Wow. We got the top 5.
Top 5.
We got the top. You know what? Let's do this. Let's take a break, and you talk to the chat, and I'll be right back. We'll take a quick little break, and we'll take it from there. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
All right. Let's play a little. Play something a little fun. What do we got? Oh yeah. Would this be in our top 5?
Mexican Americans don't like to just get into gang fights. They like flowers and music and white girls named Debbie too. Mexican Americans are named Chata and Chela and Chema and have a son-in-law named Jeff. Mexican Americans don't like to get up early in the morning, but they have to, so they do it real slow. Mexican Americans love education, so they go to night school and they take Spanish and get a B. Yeah, leave that in. Mexican Americans love their nanas and their nonos and their ninas and their ninos. Nanu, nanu, nina, nono. Mexican Americans don't like to go to the movies where the dude has to wear contact lenses to make his blue eyes brown. Cause don't it make my brown eyes blue? And that's all I got. How do you like it?
Oh, that's good.
Pretty good, huh? It's like a protest tune, man.
Yeah, I dig that, man.
Yeah.
But you know why you...
Gotta love the classics. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We got still the top 5 coming up right now. But I do agree with Nick Boom and get a B in Spanish. That's it. That's the main thing about it. Yeah.
That's funny, guys. That's funny. Good to have all you guys here. Boss of the Gray, I think how good Almost was in Blade Runner is often overlooked. It was overlooked. We had a great long interview with Almost, and we talked about his role in that and in Battlestar Galactica. So check out that interview we have with him on our main page. We celebrity interviews that we have. He's like right up there. Thank you, Baza. All right, let's do this. God, where are we? Number 5. I can't believe it. What? So what do you think? Just off the top of your head, what's? Wait a minute, you already know. So I'm not gonna ask you.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, well, very popular now. When we're talking about the top 5, we're talking about a lot of votes for these films. Okay, so they're all worthy. They're all worthy. Coming in at number 5, directed by Gregory Nava. Another Gregory Nava film. Is this his highest ranked film? I think so. So this is his 3rd film of the top 20. Directed by Gregory Nava, 1997's Selena.
Anything for Selena.
Well, there's a couple controversies here, right? One, the controversy was that should have been made this soon. I remember that being in the ether, right? People were saying that. The other was a casting of a New Yorican and not a Tejana or Chicana to play Tejana star Selena. People forgot that right away after they saw her performance. Right. And this is the first time a Latina made $1 million as far as her $1 million payday. Again, it stars Edward James Olmos. I mean, how many Olmos ones do we have now? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 films so far.
It's like
yeah. What do you think about when we think of this Selena movie? What are your thoughts? Fletcher, what are your thoughts?
I mean, just when this movie came out, I remember everything was like, it was just nuts. Everybody went to see this movie. Saw it several times. I remember people getting like, okay, showing at 7 and then at 9, and they would get tickets for like all of them. You know, it was a thing. It was like everything. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody was recommending. Everybody and your mother was seeing it. You could take the whole family to see it. It was a feel-good movie. It was just the bomb, and it brought so many people together because you had, some people thought like, oh, Tex-Mex movies or Tex-Mex was a little bit too on the, those are just Texans, you didn't really have that unity, as you were saying, within Latino communities. And but with this movie, it did seem like, you had people from, because of J-Lo, you had the New Yorkers and stuff like that, and the Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and all stuff. It was like a big thing, and like everywhere. It wasn't just like a Tex-Mex explosion. It did seem like everybody, like all Latinos, kind of rallied.
Well, it was a great performance. She was nominated for, I believe, a Golden Globe. Again, Gregory Nava. Again, the legacy of Selena. I just checked my watch. It just grew while we are doing our 2-hour. Her legend keeps growing, and the testament to that was that god awful crime drama that we saw, the true crime doc of Yolanda Saldivar that just came out last month, 2 months ago. It was the biggest, most watched thing for that network. Coming back to Selena, 97 was a 25th. Was it the 25th anniversary last year?
The documentary or whatever.
Well, they came out. They put it out in the theaters again. Right? They're starting to do that now with this film. This film, I mean, I'm looking at my list here. I see maybe one or two other films that consistently are shown in theaters that get a re-release every anniversary, every year. So, but I'm thinking Selena is now almost yearly. It keeps getting a re-release, guys, in the theater, and that says a lot. Listen, it's a good film, especially if you're a Selena fan, and of course, it's a tragic story. So, they really Nava and Lopez, and then you add Eddie Olmos. You can't lose, and this movie knocked it out of the park. It really did. I think this movie has gotten better over time. It really has, guys. It really has. And they keep re-releasing in the theater. It's number 5.
Number 5.
All right. And then there were 4. So we talked about that 87 to 97 run. If Selena was ending it, then this film was starting it. And what film am I talking about from 1987? What hit comedy? Huge comedy. I think it was one of the biggest comedies of the year. Born in East LA is your number 4 from 1987, starring Cheech Marin. This is really a silly tale of an American citizen who leaves his wallet behind at home, and he gets caught up in a immigration raid, and he's sent to Mexico, and he can't, for the life of him, get back into the States. And it's hilarious because there's some truth there as far as just the duality of being Chicano, being a Mexican American. Even though we're citizens here, there's some there's a connective tissue of being Mexican and being mistaken for being a border brother. So he's trying to get back into the States. So he's taking odd jobs in TJ, and he's here trying to sell he's trying to sell identities to people. He's like, hey, now you are now Fernando Valenzuela. You had 20 wins last year. Rudy. That was his name. Another job he takes on is he has to teach these guys some English. If you notice, from left to right, you see Jason Scott Lee, who went on to play Bruce Lee in the film, the Dragon. And then on the far right, actors Sal Lopez and Del Zamora. You see them a lot. With Sal Lopez, this character got to learn English so well that when he made it to LA, they're at a Cinco de Mayo parade, and a cop sees him, and he's they start talking, "What's happening? Go Raiders!" So stupid, so stupid. And another funny scene, but there's some kind of cool Chicano film trivia here, is that Cheech starts playing with the band he's just trying to raise money to get home, right? To pay a coyote to get home. On the far right in a that's a real eye patch, is the incredible accordion player from Texas, Steve Esteban Jordan. That guy was a maniac musician. Then next to him, that's Danny Valdez, who was the lead in Zoot Suit. That's him, and he was funny in that. So yeah, Born in East LA. What do you got for us there, Fletcher?
Yeah, I think this was one of those movies where you watched it and you kind of felt like it was a little too surreal. It was like, okay, it's funny, but then you're like, wait a minute, that's so true. And I guess all comedy, when it's very satirical, it does always touch on a little bit in the truth. And man, it's it had bite to it, and it was really well done, with a lot of great acting. And when you look and you're like, well, Cheech and Chong and their whole shtick, they had amazing kind of flow and an amazing just the comedic timing of it. It's amazing. I to the life of me, I don't know why Cheech Marin is not more famous, I think, in a sense, because he's like a national treasure. Dude's hilarious. He's a great musician. He has awesome timing, and just it baffles that he has not been given I think the justice he deserves, as far as not only a great comedic actor, but an actor and a great that's funny. I'm not pontificating. I just think that dude needs more due. That's all I'm saying.
And I lost all my slides. Look at that.
Nice. Oh no.
Oh no.
It's Latino American. He goes doing his top 20 and he loses all his slides.
I pressed something I wasn't supposed to press. Okay.
Well, that's a given. Well, the good thing is you only have to pull up the one.
Right.
Right.
All right. So Born in East LA. Let's see what you guys have to say. We got a lot of fun comments in the chat. This is what happens when you hit the wrong button by accident. But I'm okay, guys. I'm okay. Indeed, my favorite scene in Selena is when they pull over and the guys pull up to help. Anything for Salinas. Yes.
Anything for Salinas.
Yes. I like your pants. Give me your pants.
Pants.
Dude, I mean, there was so they went to Fresno. There's so many stupid lines in that film. Oh, it was great. You have a quarter, mister? Good stuff. It's sad that they don't make comedies like this anymore. Cheech Marin is one of the only celebrities I've ever met. So kind to me and my family, very down to earth. Yeah, I don't think, can they make a comedy like this anymore?
No, because they'll be offending somebody. They would have to use.
Well, you'll be offending be offending, first of all, illegal aliens, undocumented people, right? And then all their advocates.
Right.
You're gonna offend the advocates first with her. Let's bring up the slide again. Let me see if I can find it. With Born in East LA, right? That's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. Then you have all the offensive humor in it, which I thought was brilliant. I actually think this is probably one of the more brilliant jabs at this whole mess of immigration and La Migra back in the day.
Oh, definitely, because even the premise, the handling of it, his problems with trying to get back in, it's just complete satire, genius satire. But that's the problem. I mean, Paulie, you're a Chicano. You're not offended by this. You're saying this is this great movie. How does anybody supposed to get offended? Isn't that kind of like the woke idea of it? Like, if you're traditionally if you're not offended, then nobody else should be, right? Isn't that how it's supposed to work? The whole mirror thing, you know?
Well,
should work, but
here's the good part, guys. I don't want to get bogged down in that argument because I agree with you. But we have this top 20. We have this film. We have his body of work. And guys, this is probably one of the best comedies, period. And, definitely one of the best Chicano comedies, if not the best. I mean, Cheech Marin for the win, number 4. Born in East LA, counting them down. We got a friend of ours, Vex Electronica is here. Happy Monday, fellas. What's up, Vex?
Vex.
We got to get her back on the show, man.
I know, we have to get her back so she can give us more bad takes.
Man, she likes nothing. What was the latest one? I think she ripped apart Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I'm like, it's an ape movie, man. It's apes. It's apes. It's apes.
Well, we give her a pass because she's brown. But
she's also Canadian. I'm not giving her a pass because she's fucking brown.
You have to give her a pass because she's brown.
I'm gonna give her more shit because she's brown. She's darker than me.
Don't give her a pass because she's Canadian. That's what you gotta do. That's how you get her.
I still like Kingdom still as well. I still like it. Well, I actually think Vex is a really, really smart lady.
Vex is cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Okay, we're gonna move on, and then there were 3. This film coming up is the quintessential Chicano crime film there ever has been, probably there ever will be. It is a 3-hour epic. It is written by famed Chicano poet Jimmy Santiago Baca, directed by Taylor Hackford. You guys know what I'm going to say. From 1993, Blood In, Blood Out. Now on Hulu.
What?
Now on Hulu.
Is it still free on YouTube?
I don't know. There was a 4K of it on YouTube. Starring Damian Chapa, Jesse Borrego, Benjamin Bratt. Then you had all these co-starring roles of so many actors, from Billy Bob Thornton to Ving Rhames, Delroy Lindo. This is the most quoted Chicano film as well. This film did nothing when it was released, and now it has become something. This film is a landmark. It is both beloved and embarrassed in the Chicano sphere, which I get both, man. I get both because it's so over the top, but it's so damn good. Tells a story, generational story of two brothers and their cousin who's half Mexican, half white, and the different routes they take in life. And we are along for quite a ride. There's Miklo. Pinche Miklo. All right. They've already started in the chat with the quotes. I love it.
That's how you do it, man.
To where they end up meeting up with Danny Trejo, Jeffrey Rivas, and Kiki Castillo in Folsom. I mean, this covers so much. This is the other side of American Me, creating the creation of the Mexican mafia. In this film, though, it's called La Onda.
Yeah.
Not La M. There's Benjamin Bratt. Get up, Chucky.
Amazing.
Get up, Chucky. Ben Bratt, man. And
look at Danny Trejo looking so young.
And the interesting thing with this is that when they filmed it in Folsom, that's where he used to live.
Yeah, that was his. It's accurate to life.
He was in prison in Folsom.
Yeah.
And he went back when they filmed it. He went back there to talk to some of the homies. Like, hey, this is cool. This is cool. You know, don't trip.
Wow.
But Pan de Colima, no, it's got all the. I love it. I mean, there's so many great character actors here. I'm gonna go clockwise. I'm gonna start at the bottom left. Jeffrey Rivas, great theater actor. He was in La Bamba. He was in Born in East LA. Demin Chapa, Enrique Kiki Castillo. Then you had Carlos Carrasco as Popeye.
Man,
who can forget him and his Speedos? Who? Tell him to go suck his pee-pee. Victor Rivers as Spider. Danny Trejo. I mean, talk to me, Fletch.
Yeah, I think this is one of those movies that you have. I mean, you have kids in Japan dressing like all the characters of this movie, and you're like, how did you guys even get a copy? You know, they're quoting this movie in like all kinds of different countries that have absolutely no connection to not only the Chicano culture, but no connection to this very specific, the area of Los Angeles. So it's just one of those movies that surpasses all expectations after the fact, because like you said, it wasn't really like a big hit, and somebody has said it's like is the best Walt Disney movie.
It's owned by Disney. Yes,
it's owned by Disney. Yes,
they put it on the show for decades,
right? I mean, why don't they make this a Disney movie?
Well, they're embarrassed by this film.
Yeah,
again.
But that's ridiculous. They should take honor in this film. I mean,
absolutely.
Remember you even have the homies, about the blood in, blood out. I mean, so many things growing up. If you were anywhere in LA, and we lived in East LA for a little bit,
yeah,
and Quats, what was it, Compton and Watts and all stuff, and it was just like you had murals of this movie. You had it was such a phenomenon, and it continues to be a phenomenon. And the fact that it finally made it on Hulu, it's great, because it's like, okay, finally, but it feels like a disrespect in a sense, because it's like, come on, man, because they don't even have a 4K like DVD or something even about it, right? It's
Right,
like,
and you hear Robert Meyer Burnett and Tom of Midnight's Edge complain about it because they love
yeah,
this film. They
yes,
loved it, and that's a whole nother thing too. Is that this is probably one of those? It's a phenomenon where non-Latinos found this film and just like revered it to where it's made a comeback. And I was telling a bunch of Chicanos, we
yeah,
have a space, a Chicano space on X, and they're like, "Hey, man, I don't like what you said that Blood and Blood Out's gonna in its first month it's gonna have more views than Flaming Hot." I'm like, it is. It's gonna dominate. They don't understand that this is so beloved by non-Latinos.
right.
They're just like they're on the embarrassment side of it. It's like, you know what? Just shut up and go with the ride. You know what I mean? You were saying? Hello? No, it's not working. Okay, that's Blood and Blood Out. Listen, you guys, it's legendary now. We need an animated remake. Oh my god, that would be amazing. We got some quotes here. Vex, Ben Brad's highly
Yeah, I mean, you
underrated
have this.
actor.
It's kind of like Scarface. You had that. It's quintessential. It's
Well,
you
it's
have
the Chicano Godfather. It's the Chicano Godfather now. At this point, it's our Chicano Godfather. It's not perfect, but it's pretty seminal. You think about it, a 3-hour Chicano crime epic. I mean, what was Hollywood thinking? Taylor Hackford. And they still have these reunions where we had a reunion. We have these guys here. They're still so beloved. All right, let's read it. I don't want his pork chop. I want his life. Now give me some chon chon. Rooftop Korean says, Paulie, don't let Danny Trejo's performance in Blood and Blood Out distract you from the fact that Hector is going to be running 3 Honda Civics with spoon engines. Wow. Oh, that was great, man. That was great. Okay, well, there's only a few left, guys. Nostradamus says, I'm a white guy from Ohio. Saw this film at a theater when it came out. Loved it ever since. You are not alone.
transcends. Yeah,
You are not alone,
transcends,
brother.
man.
You are not alone. Right
And I
on.
bet you he came out saying, Vatos Locos for life, forever. I say.
Vatos Locos forever, I say. Forever. I mean, and the top 3, it's like a lot of votes.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot. Okay. All right. Well, there's 2 more left. It's been a great countdown. Chicano films of all time. We're at number 2. And this is the highest. Let me take this off. I'm just going to get to this film. Number 2, Stand and Deliver.
Yeah.
This started that genre that still continues today of the teacher with a heart of gold trying to reach these kids. How can I reach these kids? Jaime Escalante, true story. Such a mesmerizing performance by Edward James, almost nominated for Best Actor Academy Award that year. He won all these other awards. Almost won the Oscar. He should have won the Oscar.
He should have won.
He should have won. Especially when you consider just the physical commitment he made to looking like Jaime and the talk, then the acting. So he had all these externals going for him, which was really different. Edward James he's the GOAT for a reason.
Yeah.
He went beyond, man, and this is what acting is all about. tells a true story of calculus teacher Jaime Escalante teaches his kids calculus and instills them with the whole idea of you can do anything with ganas, with guts, with heart. And then it's a diversity of Chicano kids.
Yeah.
Right? Which is another thing that I really like. Lou Diamond Phillips as the Cholo. And Will Gauthier is kind of the mechanic, oh, shucks, golly. Then he had the couple of nerds.
Yeah.
Then he had a couple of too cool, good looking for school, kids in there.
Straight lace,
Straight laced.
Yeah. The ones that have to work,
The ones that have to work. Yes.
Yeah. Had everything.
Stand and deliver.
Yeah.
I mean,
the popular girl.
Popular girl. What are your thoughts on Stand and Deliver being number 2?
I think Stand and Deliver is one of those movies that, to me, coming to the United States, I felt was Americana. When I think of Americana, Stand and Deliver is right there, because it was like, wow, this is America. And it was so amazing. And then finding out that this man is for real. And I just I loved him. Jaime Escalante to me was like, man, that man's a legend. And he got the fact that after doing all this, we see the tension that he had with the school district and how the school district hated him. The teachers union hated him. It's like everybody hated him. All he wanted to do was teach kids at a little bit of, basically at the level that he thought the kids should learn, not at the level of, whatever society or even the school districts thought that they could learn. And it's like, if you just put ganas, oh man, it was.
Yep.
This movie is epic. Every kid, every teacher, before you get a teaching degree, you should be made to watch this movie as a template.
Yeah, I mean, when we had Eddie on, he was telling how this was the most watched movie because it was shown so many times in so many schools across America. It's changed a lot of lives, this film. Again, right? We're talking about art in the medium of film or music, changing lives for the better. Not telling you how to be, how to act, how to think, but inspiring you, enlightening you. That's Stand and Deliver. It's a real inspiring, true story, right? Like, this started the whole genre, man. This was it, man. This was it. That's your number 2, Stand and Deliver. Top 20 Chicano films of all time. We have one more. I wonder what could it be?
Man, what could it be?
This let me see. Almost made a heavy impact in this film. Well, Don Johnson barely scratched the screen. Was Don Johnson in this movie? I'm confused there, Mike. What do you mean by that? This is a fun question. Who's on this list more, Danny Trejo or Edward James Olmos?
I think James Olmos.
Hey, let's look at this list. Let me see. You know what? Let's save this and we'll come back to it. But that's fun trivia. That's fun trivia. Okay? And thank you, Steve Nomura, for subscribing.
Thank you.
Right on. Andy Garcia was in this film. You have no right to accuse me of racist. That was a great scene.
That was a great scene.
Better lucky if I don't see you on the street. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Be lucky. I just love that. This dude is like, man, tough guys don't do mad. Tough guys fry chicken for a living.
All right, let's do we're at number 1, but we wouldn't be a top 20 list if we didn't count back again from 20 to number 2. Chicano films of all time. These are the greats. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Okay, number 20, The Long Game. Number 19, Flaming Hot. Number 18, Spare Parts. Number 17, Salt of the Earth. Number 16, A Better Life. Number 15, Boulevard Nights. Number 14, A Million Miles Away. 13, American Me. Number 12, El Norte. Number 11, Kiss Me a Killer. Number 10, El Mariachi. Number 9, From Dusk Till Dawn. Number 8, Real Women Have Curves. Number 7, Mi Familia. Number 6, Zoot Suit. Number 5, Selena. Number 4, Born in East LA. Number 3, Blood In, Blood Out. And number 2, Stand and Deliver. There's only one film left, guys. One film left, and it's number 1. I mean, it wasn't even close. It got like 40, almost 40, I don't even, whatever the percentage was.
Yeah, I think
Massive.
that was, so Stand and Deliver got 122, and this one got 139.
Bring it up.
Bam.
Number 1 from 1987, La Bamba. It stars Lou Diamond Phillips as Richie Valens, Isai Morales as Bob, Rosanna de Soto as the mom, the late, rest in peace, Elizabeth Peña as the girlfriend. Oh, love her. Love her. Filmed by Luis Valdez. I mean, this movie, when it came out, I was already not a young teenager. I was 17, going on 18. I made my family go to see this. I took all my family to go see this. This was the first movie that made me feel proud to be Chicano. And that was not the thing back in the day. It wasn't. Later on, I found out that Lou Diamond Phillips was not Chicano, but that didn't matter.
What? Spoiler, Paulie.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler warning.
What makes this special? So many things make this special. One is the relationship between the brothers. That was really the focus of this film, and the conflict that Isai Morales brought to this film made it really special as Bob, his estranged brother. Bringing them close, the glue, their mom, Rosanna de Soto, she was fantastic. Heart, humor, music, drama, tragedy. Directed by the great Luis Valdez. I mean, this is Luis at his prime. Putting this all together. And we got to remember what this real tragedy was, is that the fact that this kid was only 17?
Yeah.
And he had great songs. Day the music died. So yeah, what are your thoughts, brother, on the number 1 Chicano film of all time? All time.
All time.
La
No,
Bamba.
La Bamba's great. I think it's one of my sister's favorite movies. And it is, the fact that it is one of my sister's favorite movie, being Brazilian, she's like, it's La Bamba. So it's like, she connected with this. It was so heartfelt. The story just felt so real to so many people of different cultures and different backgrounds. And I think, when you make movies that are real, when you make movies that are so heartfelt with so much passion, it transcends all cultural lines. And we could say the top 10 Chicano film, but this goes into the line of just great films nonetheless. And that's when it starts getting special, because they did it so well. They represented it so well. And it just makes you so sad, because we haven't seen that much of it now. I mean, look, it's 87. It's like, where's our next La Bamba? But you look at it, it stands the test of time. It's like a little gem that just keeps on giving. And it's one of those movies that, you can watch over and over again, because you get something new out of it. And every rewatch and the performances. Wow.
Thank you. Correct. The cast, the main cast, everyone in this cast was just perfect.
Mhm.
You know, they were gone for each other's roles,
Oh yeah,
which was
yeah. Because
which,
he
you
said
know,
wanted to play Richie, right?
they had auditioned for each other's roles, and then
Yeah,
Luis
yeah,
was like, you know what, switch it up,
yeah,
and you know that was it.
yeah.
That was it. You know, and
No.
Elizabeth Pena is such a beauty, man. She was, you
Man,
know,
she's amazing.
she was amazing.
She's amazing.
And Rosanna as the mom, so much heart. Yeah, and like you said, it's also a one of the great music bio movies ever. You know, it's just a great film.
Yeah.
Well, as voted by you guys, that's number 1, La Bamba from 1987. That it concludes our countdown. We've never done this before. We're happy that it happened, and you know, it's important that we you know, kind of create this and get a chance to look at it. We have films literally representative from the 1950s, 70s, 80s, 90s, all the way up to this year. I mean, that's very special.
Yeah.
You know, let's get to some of the starred comments. Where is it? Great movie. Interview with him was also great. Yeah, we've got a lot of these interviews with a lot of these with these great people. So again, check out our celebrity playlist on the main channel. Michelle Adams. Sorry, Michelle. Brian Setzer's Eddie Cochran. Jackie Wilson, Big Bopper, Buddy Holly, those guys. What's his name?
Big
Crenshaw,
Bopper.
Crenshaw Marshall Crenshaw played Buddy Holly. Really spot
Yeah,
on.
thanks.
Really good. Morales is one of the best ever. Even played almost his character Adam's relative in Battlestar prequel show. Yeah. What was that, Caprica?
I believe so. Yeah.
The soundtrack. We played it over and over at my house all the time. Not a dry house, not a dry in the theater when we saw it. Man, that soundtrack catapulted Lois's career so much so. Big time. All right, we had a fun question here from Michelle. Who was in this list more? Danny Trejo or Eddie Olmos? Okay, let's do a fun count here. Let me see where my banners at. All right, I think it's Eddie, but pretty sure. Okay, Long Game, no. I don't think they were in that movie. Okay, one for Eddie. No. No. 2 for Eddie. 3 for Eddie. 4 for Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a minute. He was in Dust Till Dawn. Trejo.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 for Eddie, 2 for Trejo. Selena. God, I'm like, I'm not even counting right here. I think it's Eddie. It's Eddie.
Yeah, it's Eddie.
It's Eddie.
Yeah.
Now we can count it. Let's just count how many Eddie was in, okay? Stand and Deliver, 1.
Yep.
Selena, 2.
Mm-hmm.
3.
Mm-hmm.
4.
Mm-hmm.
5.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it.
Yeah, and I think with Trejo you had
2.
I think it was 3, right?
Dust Till Dawn.
1.
Blood In, Blood Out. That's it.
That's it?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. What do you guys say in the chat? Yeah. So, right. Well, I think that's it, my friend.
See.
What are going to be the next 20 great Chicano films?
Mm.
If you ask me, I would like it is if they hit more of the genre, of a
Yeah.
particular genre. You know, what I see in this list and with Latino film is a lot of Pain of My People or crime drama or undocumented. I would love to see now something, um, you know, a little more of the genre hitting.
Hmm.
You know, Kiss Me a Killer with a high end film noir budget. Mariachi Brust Till Dawn, you know. So yeah,
Yeah, it'll
good
be
stuff,
fun.
Fletch. What do you say?
No, yeah, I agree. And I see a lot more Chicano kind of like comic books and stuff coming up. You
Mhm.
know, like different like independent creators.
Mhm.
So you know, maybe a Chicano superhero movie and stuff like El Muerto, who
Well, we
didn't get
had
really.
well, this is interesting, right? You brought it up. I mean, Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes is a Chicano.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think one of the things now that we could, you know, it's almost a year out with Blue Beetle, is that the movie iteration made the family more of an immigrant family,
Hmm.
recent immigrant, some without papers. Whereas in the comic book, the parents were younger and they were American.
Yeah.
They were Chicanos
Yeah.
in El Paso. So they
Yes.
took them out of El Paso, which is really like very distinctive, and then made this kind of pseudo um, Latin American town,
Yeah.
and you know it was okay.
Miami Light.
Yeah, it was okay. I would have preferred El Paso.
Yeah. I think it would have done
Um,
better if that's what it was.
yeah, and I gotta tell you, that being said, there were some brilliant moments in Blue Beetle where it was like, you know, this 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 kid's is something special with Sholo and his performance of Jaime. I really hope he comes back in another film, but that is a Chicano superhero.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
it is. Yeah.
100%. I didn't put it in the bottom 10. I really love the film. There was no mention of it. Someone did mention El Chicano, which I just didn't think was a good film, so I didn't make
Hmm.
it. But yeah, what do you guys think? So you're talking about Cerebro? That's a good one, man. Mexican Star Wars. These great actors represent the human story 100%. Hey, Super Cosmic. Thanks for just getting here. We are talking film noir set in a Latino neighborhood on the Mars colony. Who's in? Starring El Topo's Mexican. It's
Hmm.
not Chicano, right? That was the point of this list, Sanders. That
Tom
it's
coming in with some heat.
it's specifically Mexican American. So we're not even we're not even like opening up to, because someone asked in the voting, why not West Side Story? It's like, it's Puerto Rican, it's New York.
Right.
Yes, number one. Wasn't even close, Tom. Wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. You know what? We'll do we'll do a top 10 just for you, buddy, just because you got here. Okay, here's our top 10. El Mariachi. Number 9, Dust Till Dawn. Number 8, Real Women Have Curves. Number 7, Mi Familia. Number 6, Zoot Suit. Number 5, Selena. Number 4, Born in East LA. Number 3, Blood In, Blood Out. Number 2, Stand and Deliver. Number 1, La Bamba. I mean, the top 5 are all between 1987 and 1997, dude.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
crazy. It's
so
crazy that
weird.
we don't have anything anything even like remotely
Well,
close, because you had, it's like now the stuff is like made for TV style, you know?
I mean, the top 10, they're all 80s and 90s, except for Real Women Have Curves.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think that was the last. I mean, come on, the last thing that we had that was close to being kind of artistic, you know, a
Yeah.
little bit underground feel, but
Uh-huh.
also like, you know, mainstream was, I think, Women Have Curves, right? I mean, that's the last thing we had if you look at Chicano cinema.
Well, that was mainstream. I mean,
Right, that's what I'm
we
saying.
gotta go. We're going to the bottom. Well, there's Blue Beetle. Okay, but it's not. It was. They made it more of this kind of nondescript Latino, and I
Right.
really think that really was not the way to go. They
Yeah, but why?
mismarketed that film. I don't want to get into, but I don't want to argue on that. But listen, you have films that are great Chicano films, but no one's seen them. Long Game, Flaming Hot, Million Miles Away. I mean, those are really well-made films.
I guess what I'm saying is like they don't have that art house, you know, kind of
But these are
vibe,
very
you know,
mainstream
like a
movies
lot
too.
of the other films had. You know,
Million
they had
Miles Away is very
the,
mainstream.
you know, the recognition, almost like great actors, and
What happened? Hello? Did we lose you? I think we lost him.
right.
I think we lost you for quite a time. Up in Smoke is besides there's some Chicano elements in it,
Yeah,
but it's more of a kind of a
yeah,
yeah. I think all those elements were really crystallized in Born in East LA.
yeah.
Yeah. You know. Oh, well, I think we're done, man.
That's right.
If you guys have not already, please hit the like button. Please hit that thumbs up. It's going to help us with our replay and all that good jazz. What else, Fletcher?
Also, if you could, really please leave a comment on the show after. If you're catching it on the replay, just leave us a comment, even if it's just a thumbs up, a squiggly line, whatever. It does help us with the algorithm because the more comments that you have, it does help YouTube say, hey, let's share this cool stuff because there's a lot of engagement and it really helps out. And subscribe if you're not subscribed already because we're on the road to 20K and we want you to help us.
Yeah, with this list, thank you, Fletcher. With this list, we'll probably we'll open it up to top 20 U.S. Latino films. Because a lot of these films too, guys, and the reason why I break them down is that there's another main thing with these movies is that the majority of these films are in English. These aren't foreign films. So that's a whole nother thing, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed our list. A majority of you guys voted for these films, and we were happy to put it together. Okay, coming up, maybe next week, if not, definitely the week after, George the Giant Slayer will be here. We'll try to get Vex on here as well. Yeah, that's just it, man. You know, we've been rocking some really big videos from the Gina Carano stuff to let's look at Rachel Ziegler. You guys are watching it by the thousands, which is really great for our little channel. We really appreciate that. A thing we're also known here for is Indian cinema. We've been covering Indian cinema. I just put up a new reaction to a trailer. as well as commentary. Yeah, there's just so much going on. We really love cover it all. I've got some news items I need to cover. John Leguizamo saying that he's butthurt because he was asked to be paid scale, where Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt were paid millions. Poor John. It's like, bro, why are you bringing up shit that you turned down? You know why? Because you missed that payday. I don't feel sorry for you. I'm going to go over that, as well as they're doing a Kiss of the Spider Woman adaptation of the film, of the musical.
Mhm.
Okay, you got J-Lo, Diego Luna, Tonantui as the William Hurt character, and they had this big article on it talking about the old movie in the 80s, William Hurt, Sonia Braga, and they don't mention fucking Raul Julia at all, and it really pissed me off. So I think we're gonna do a Raul Julia film retrospective as well, because Raul Julia is one of the goats. He probably would be up there or surpass. He probably would be up there with Eddie Olmos at this point, because you got to understand, when he passed away, right? He was an acclaimed theatrical actor. He was I'm talking about Raul Julia. He had a wonderful range. Adam's Family, Romero, Kiss of the Spider Woman, Tempest. I mean, these different roles that he
Street
did.
Fighter.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when he was in his prime, Tequila, Sunrise. I mean, he had all these great performances, besides being a Shakespearean trained actor. I mean, so yeah, I didn't like Entertainment Weekly's trash. I really didn't appreciate that. Also, too, Memo Viegas is a new actor I think everyone needs to check out, from Mexico. And we're going to figure out how to spotlight him. He's the voice of Garfield, the new Garfield movie in Mexico. And this guy's special. I'm trying to think of an American equivalent, Fletcher, of a Memo, like a Jim Carrey, someone with that range.
Well,
But
they got him because he's the Mexican Chris Pratt, I guess.
But he's so much. Does Chris have that? Well, Chris is likable.
He's completely likable, and he's one of those never gets into trouble type of characters. He stays pretty medium. He's able to work all corners. He can do small indie stuff. He can do, and it's now just getting recognized by the big conglomerate.
I'm just talking about Memo's persona, like how he draws you in, his likability, yeah, and his range. So this actor's named Guillermo Viegas, Memo. They call him Memo, and he's done some great stuff in Mexico. He had a comedy series called Harina, and I've talked about it on the show, and man, that show is bonkers. I love that show. And then he comes up with dramas. So, but he kind of looks like he's not a lead. Like, he doesn't look like a Chris Pratt. Like he's completely, what's his look like, man? What's Memo's look like?
I think he looks.
How would you classify him?
Clean cut, regular type of guy.
Memo?
Yeah.
Come on, man. No.
Well, that's how I describe him.
Really? That's how you see Memo? All right, audience, how do you see this actor just based off of look, right? Just off his look. This is Guillermo Viegas, Memo Viegas. I was just talking up a storm about a Mexican actor. I think he's 31. He's got a boxing movie that's coming out. It's supposed to be like a comedy. I can't wait for that one. Yeah. He's funny looking, bro.
Looks like a regular guy.
All right, well, calm down, Vato.
Just saying this.
Yeah.
No, it's only recently that Chris Pratt got like all the look stuff and stuff. Like when he was in Parks and Rec, he looked like a regular dude, like off the street.
I think Memo's was funnier looking. Memo can make the, you know what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah, he does, but he does, those the exaggerated looks like he does. He's done, like stuff where he's like praise straight guy.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. This guy can do it all.
Yeah.
This guy can do it all. And I'm a big fan. I've now seen 2 of his films. There's more I need to see. Arena is just like an offensive comedy that kind of like Reno 911, but bodier. The next Cantinflas. Hola novela. Anyways, stuff to look for. We're always covering all here. Okay, almost a 3 hour. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get up early. Glad I can entertain over 100 of you guys combined on the X and on YouTube. Anything else as we wrap it up?
Oh, please subscribe to the LatinoSlant.com. We're going to do a revamp of the website that is coming up, but you won't find articles like this anywhere else on the web. At the Latino Slant, make sure you put the LatinoSlant.com.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
Production. We got some new members as well, so we are going to do a watch party soon. Another movie, probably from Mexico, and then I think someone wanted to watch From Prada to Nada. Oh yeah, wasn't that the one that we recommended Chato to watch? Yeah. And we know the writer. I can get the writer on here. So. This was so much fun. I'm glad I found this channel. Where did you find us, Michelle? Let me know right now. And thank you for being here with us. Agreed, Paulie. Glad you had fun, Momaga. Always good. Always great having you here, man. Oh, we have to do the Alejandro's, reaction to his new movie. Oh. Man, I'm trying to get out of here. No, don't get out of here. I'm just saying. Remind me. Oh, we doing it now? No, we're not doing it now. It's been 3 hours. No, we're here. The unexpected. I don't even know how to spell. I can't find it right now. You know what, guys? That's just the way it is. Let me see. That's just the way it is. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Okay, here it is. I got it. All right. Production. Put it up, guys. This is a reaction to Alejandro Montoya Marin's new film, The Unexpected, EDS, which is the official selection at La Leaf. Leaf. Wow. Starring Chelsea Rendon, among others. Got the volume up. Let's do it.
We are live in 5.
The World Wide Web.
4.
A digital Wild West.
3.
For scammers and Bitcoin peddlers.
Today is the greatest and most important day of your life. Today's the day you meet me. Mexico. When I was a kid, I survived on bologna sandwiches and duct tape sneakers. You're poor for a reason. It's your choice. I'm helping so many people make millions.
Influencers promising quick wealth, squeezing hard-earned dollars out of desperate dreamers.
Thank you guys for trusting me, because I can truly see how bright the light shines on this very special group.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We lost it all.
Gary, what the hell was that?
Did our money just vanish into thin air? I am going to fucking die.
One day you're on top of the world, and then life gives you a good old-fashioned ass kicking.
We're here because of you, Gary.
Sign the papers. Maybe you should audition for OnlyFans.
I'm trying to get my life together, okay?
I might have another way to get us our money back.
No one gets in between me and my money.
So, when do we begin?
We've already begun.
What are you up to?
I'm just trying to do everything I can to get my family back.
Yeah.
It's good. It looks good.
The Unexpecteds. Yeah. Fletcher, what do you think?
No, I think it looks good. It has that, caper type of fun to it, and just, it draws you in. You probably know people that, lost money to a lot of this kind of things, and it really hits it home. And then the movie kind of, at least the trailer, just shifts into a fun caper that looks really, really fun and, wacky.
The premise is great. It's got a strong premise, and you've seen other films like this that have strong premises. Now it's just all about the follow through, because you got to fill up 90 minutes at least. So Alejandro has proven he can do that with his other films. In each film, I think this is his third or fourth feature film, they get better and better, and this is great to see. I mean, it looks great. Production looks great. It looks slick. And well, it's good to see a genre-leaning film again. This looks very entertaining. So there you go.
Yeah.
Good job. Congratulations. That's a big film festival that it's opening up at. Okay, awesome. As we get on out of here, Michelle from Film Thread, the Goremeister. Nice. Good to hear that. Good to hear that. All right, everybody. That's it. We're just going to speed this up. Sorry. It's late here. I know it's later for Fletcher. Guys, wherever you're at.
Oh, man, it's late over here.
Yeah. Gracias, everybody.